Okay, and then you also mentioned transparency. How does that play into having things just not work out?
Trust is a major issue in business transactions, and buyer needs to have that level of comfort or feel like he can trust a seller and get through the discovery process and not have to be kind of picking through the weeds and trying to find that hidden expense or you know. So it's very important at the onset for sellers to understand the value of transparency and that leads to an easier and smoother transaction. I mean, so many times you have sellers who want to be able to have their business evaluated. That's the highest possible price, that they will move stuff around in the books, eliminate some expense here or some category there, or not talk about the problems I'm having with one of my employees who may transfer as a part of the sale of the business. And ultimately, buyers are savvy, and all of these things come to light during the discovery process between when the buyer and seller agree to terms and when the deal actually closes. And if you're not transparent as a seller, it's just a matter of time before whatever you're trying to hide gets discovered. And if it's too late, you lose trust and you lose the transaction and you've wasted time and money on everyone's part. And then you got to go through and try and repeat or do the process all over again from the beginning.
Okay, and so that's from the seller's end. Are there also like equivalent reasons on the buyer's end?
Deals fall apart on the buy side. Number one, yeah, they can't close the financing portion of their deal. So that's generally out of their hands because we'll require people to come to us from the buy side who intend to finance a purchase with a letter from a lender saying that they're pre-approved. So then, at some point, the business financials go to an institution who goes through the appraisal process essentially. And if they come back and say appraise the business for less than the asking price, or at some point they deem it's more risky than the buyer had anticipated, the deals can fall apart that way. Uh, we have buyers, we see buyers all the time who are just like, I keep making this reference to like residential real estate. When you're going out and buying a house, you don't just go buy the house down the block. You go look at 50 houses first. Same thing with businesses. So you'll have someone who's looking for a specific type of business, and there may be a dozen of them on the market, variations of that type of business, that this buyer is now looking at all of these and comparing apples to apples and trying to figure out which one is they're best suited for. So deals fall, I don't know if it's fall apart or buyers will walk away at some point from a deal, not because the business is not attractive and is not sellable, but because there's another opportunity that suits their needs better.